refinance options are and what products you have. Oh, a new 50-year mortgage? 50 years, huh? I just made my last payment. And Trump sent a post on Truth Social of him next to FDR, the president who helped establish the 30-year mortgage after World War II, with that caption above saying 50-year mortgage over his name, which leads to the question, what does that look like? And is it a good idea? We all know there's an affordability crisis where younger folks want to buy but simply can't afford to. There are many factors contributing to this, but can the 50-year mortgage help? Well, let's take a look at the impact on the monthly mortgage payment. You buy a home for $500,000, you have a 30-year at 6.375%, 20% down, which is $100K, a monthly payment of $2,495.48. Total interest paid, $463,352.76. Now you got a 50-year. Now you got to be careful because there are some articles and even certain newsletters that I've been reading that they keep the same interest rate when making their calculation example. The 50-year is going to be higher than the 30-year. We just don't know what it looks like. So for this example, I did 6.875%. I put it at 0.5% higher. That makes the monthly payment $2,368.55. Total interest paid, $1,021,132.56. Now, if you take the savings of what the monthly payment would be, that would be $126.93, or about $1,500 a year. I don't want to focus as much on the total interest paid because the average mortgage is held for about 7 to 8 years. So it's rare for someone to hold it for the life of the loan. But if that's the only way you can afford to purchase the home, is this 50-year mortgage option, then maybe it's even more important to ask, for those thinking of it, are you comfortable if you had to hold on to it for the full term, for the full 50 years? Now, if the answer is no, I would not even think of it as an option. As much as I want to see people own where they live, it has to make sense. And it has to make sense for you and your situation. If you think housing prices will continue to rise after you buy, rates will eventually come down in that span, and you can then afford to refi a 30-year mortgage, then that would be the play. But so many variables in that example would have to go right for that play to make sense. What if home prices stay flat or fall? What if rates just don't come down that much? What if your income doesn't increase much, so you still have the issue of not being able to afford a 30-year mortgage when the time comes to refi? Just my initial thoughts on this idea of a 50-year mortgage. Just things to think about. Much love. Bye-bye.